This is the 12th of 100 days of design. The exercise for the 12 is e-commerce. And as I always did, I have created a wireframe to structure how things are going to sit on the screens. And for this exercise, we'll be using a tablet screen, which is this. And I've also gotten some pictures I'm going to use for this design. So without much ado, I'm going to copy this color and the wireframe to a side. I selected it both and drag them while holding down Shift and Alt from my keyboard. So I'm going to bring this color up here for easier access. So I'm going to rename this frame to e-commerce. And also I'm going to press, while selecting the frame, I'm going to press I on the keyboard and click on a white color to use it as background color. And also by default, this frame has columns set up. So I'm going to change some things here. The margin is going to be 60 pixels. So I'm going to hide it by pressing Shift G on the keyboard. From this layout, we'll have a product here. The picture of a product is going to be here. And we have varieties of the product, which could be colors. And also we have other products here. And we have recommended products by this side. Then we have information about this product here. We have the name, the rating, the price, and also the sizes. And you have a button here where user can tap to add this product to the cart. So without much ado, so I'm going to select this and I'll add a frame to it directly by pressing Alt Command G. So by pressing that, it has added a frame to it. I'm going to select the frame and give it a blue color. I on the keyboard, and I'll select the color to give the frame our blue color. We are not seeing the colors. This is because we have an object inside the frame already. So I'm going to select this object and delete it so that we have our frame showing. So this is our frame. I'm going to change the corner radius to 24 pixels. 24 pixels, and the color is going to be 20% of our blue, not completely blue. So like this. Then I'm going to bring our product in. So I'll bring this product here. I'm going to drop it inside the frame. Now make sure this sits at the center, vertical center and horizontal center. So I'm going to change this to 336 by 450. And I'm going to vertically center it and horizontally center it so as to sit the right center of the background. So that is that for that. And also we have some products that are going to be here, which are going to be variants of this shirt. So to go with, I'm going to add a frame to this also by pressing Alt Command G. The frame is being added. So I'm going to change the color of this frame. I'll press I on the keyboard and select our white to give the frame the color, and also press enter on the keyboard to select the item inside the frame, which is the box you are seeing, and I'm going to press delete on the keyboard to remove it. So we'll have the frame itself here. So I'm going to copy this out because I'm still going to use it. So the size of this frame is 60 pixels by 80 pixels. So I'm going to copy all this here. I'm going to give them the width of 52 pixels. I want to make sure this constraint is enabled before I applied 62 pixels so that it will adjust them evenly. So this is what we have. I'm going to cut this Command X and put it inside the frame I created here, Command V, and I'll make sure it sits right in the center like that. And the frame I have here, I'm going to give it a stroke so that it shows well. Give it a stroke and also add a corner radius of 4 pixels to it. the item inside, which is the picture, I'm still going to reduce it. Let me say 52 pixels. Yes, that is that. I will select other also and reduce them to 52 pixels. So that is that. Now what I'm going to do is to copy this frame. I'm going to copy it like that, Command C, and select other something that we have inside here, and I'll replace them with a frame. Shift Command R. I replace them, and each of these variants I'm going to copy them and replace the ones I have inside this box. So I'm going to cut this, Command X, select this by pressing down Control or Command on the keyboard. Then I will do Shift Command R to replace. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to replace the one we have down here also. I'm going to copy this down here. Now, but these are having background. If you look at, they're having background. So I'll have to remove the background before using them. Now, what I will do is to select each of them and run a plugin that I have installed, which is remove BG. So when I run this plugin on them, it will automatically remove their background. So I'm going to check the size of this box. Each of them is 142 by 142 pixels. So I'm going to select all this and make sure they are 142 pixels. So each of them is 142 pixels. I'm going to cut each of them now, Command X, and replace each of these with Shift Command R. So I've replaced them. Next I'm going to, this button is going to have our blue color, and it should be center, it should be vertical center with other something we have here. So I'm going to change the color of this to our blue. Select it, press I on the keyboard and select our blue color. And also this rating, the black on this rating, so every black here, I'll change them to our black before I move on. So I'm going to click on this text, select our blue color, select our black color. Now the next thing I'm going to do is change the color that we have on this rating. So the color is normally an orange color, so I'm going to select an orange color from here. Let me make it more deeper. So, and this is okay like this. Just this is the price, and also this will also be the orange color. I'll select it, press on the keyboard and select our orange color from here, and this is going to be a faded color. So I'm going to reduce this from 100% to 60%. So the color is 60% opacity, and the space between them should be center aligned, and the space between them should not be more than 16 pixels. So we have this side here that we'll have to replace some things. I've also get some pictures for them, so which are this. So I'm going to move the picture this way and check the size of this thing. The height is 194 pixels, so I'm going to select everything we have here and give them 194 pixels. So that is that. So each of these, I'm going to select Command X and replace this, Shift Command R. But since this is in auto layout, because we have some that are not showing, so I'm going to move this down so it goes down and the other component in the auto layout comes up. So I'm going to select this. we have replaced everything. And also the background here is going to be our blue color. I'm going to select it and give it blue. So this is the design, but there are other things that we'll have to do to make sure this design look fantastic. We have to give it some interactions. So what I'm going to do on this size, the size of this, I'm going to copy this size out. I'm going to copy them out. I want to make them a component so that we'll be able to select variance. So what I'm going to do now is to create the variance of this. I'm creating 3 more to make it 4 because we have 4 options there. So I'm going to select all of them and go to component and say create component set. That is that. So from each of these, I'm going to connect each of these to their variance. So when user taps on large, so the large should be selected. On extra large should be selected. XSL should be selected. So having done that, to replicate this interaction all over these components, all over these variants, I'm going to select the first one and press enter to select the content inside. And I'm going to copy it, Command C. So select other variants, press enter, delete the content we have inside them. So the content I copied earlier from this is what I'm going to paste inside all this. Or I'll paste inside the first one, Command V. So why I paste inside the first one is that I want to connect the first option here back to the first one, so that every option we have here will have a connection to another one. So I'm going to select this, press enter, copy the content inside, Command C, select this one, press the enter, delete the content inside. The content I copy from this, I'm going to paste this here, Command V, and other also I will paste, Command V. So if I go back to prototype, you see everything is having connection to one another. So what I'm going to do now is to differentiate which one user selected. So I'm going to select everything that I have here. So from the color selection, I'm going to reduce the black, I'm going to reduce them to 40%. So this is what we have. So I will now go to each of these. This is medium, this is large, extra large, and we have XSL. So selecting them, I'm going to change their color to our blue color, which is this. And the content you are having inside them, I'm also going to change the color of the content to our blue, so that when any of this is selected, this replaces. So going to prototype, the interaction is okay. On click, change to component, and it should be instant. There shouldn't be any animation between them. So that is that. So I'm going to copy one of these, which is the default one. This is the first one. I'm going to copy the Command C and replace what we have here. Shift Command R to replace. So showing us that this is the medium that is selected by default. So user can click any of these to change the size of something they want. So also on this, I'm going to copy this out to create another component variance. I'm going to copy this out, and other variants that we're going to have inside them, I'm also going to implement it. So before we go, I'll create these components, one, then Command D to create more. We need about 5 of them, Command D. So we have 5 of them like this. So I'm going to select everything here just like this and go to component and say create component set. Now when user taps on this first one, go to prototype. When user tap on this first one, so this should come up. When user taps on this should come up. When user tap on this should come up. And when user tap on the last one, so this should also come up. Now having connected the first one, I'm going to go into this, So I'll press enter to select content inside. I'm going to copy Command C. Then each of these, I'm going to select them, press enter, delete the content we're having inside them. And this second one, I'm going to paste the content I copied from here that has been connected already. I'm going to paste it, Command V. And the first one here, I'm going to select it and create a link back to the first one here, so that everything we have here will have connection to another. So I'm going to copy the content we have inside this. I'll press enter after selecting it, Command C to copy the content, then select this first one, press enter, delete the content inside. So other thing we are having here, I'm going to select them. The content I copy from this is what I'm going to paste inside. I'll do Command V. So every content now is now connected to a product. So if I go to the prototype, you can see everything is linked. Now what I'm going to do is to check the size of this shirt here. This is 336 by 450. So I'm going to select all other variants of the product and go to the color. I give them 336 by 450. So this is what we have. So at the second one here, I'm going to cut this, Command X, then replace what we have inside this component, Shift Command R. So having replaced these things, so what remains here now is to differentiate which of this is selected, which of this is an active one from this. So for the first one here, I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this, select others also. So the frame we are having on them, so I press enter to select the inner object. So the stroke we are having on them is 1 pixel. I'm going to increase them to 2 pixels and also change the color to our black color, and that our black color is going to be 40% opacity, so that it's faded like this. Let's reduce the size of the stroke to 1 pixel. So an active one will be the one that is selected. So from this first one, we'll assume this first one is selected. So the stroke is going to be blue. It's going to be a blue color. Let me copy that blue color here so that it's accessible. So I'm going to select this, go to the stroke and select our blue color. So I've replaced everything like that. I'm going to copy one of them, which is the first one, Command C, and replace our main content here, Shift Command R, with a component. So by default, this one is selected. That's why we are seeing this blue. Also, what we have here, so I'm going to go to prototype and make this one scroll vertical, so that when we use that scroll through it, it shows the hidden part of it. So that is that. So I'm going to add the starting flow to this. I'll go to prototype and add the starting flow, and I will rename the starting flow here from flow 6 to e-commerce. Now let's check the prototype settings. So the device for our prototype is already Surface 4 Pro, which is tablet, and it's okay like this. So I'm going to select this frame and click on this play button to see how it's going to look like on a tablet. So this is how it looks like on tablet. So if I scroll on this, you can see it's scrolling, showing the hidden part of it. And also if I come to each of these, I can change the variance. So this is for red, for black, and this is the expanded view of it, and this is how the thickness and how the product looks like. We can also choose from here to change the size. So I can click on any of these to change to the size. So that's that. Please, if you haven't followed me, please subscribe to my channel. If you need any interaction, just comment and state the problem, and I'll respond with a design. Thank you for your time, and God bless you.